As the nation awaits President Trump's mandatory economic forecast, it looks like we are in for an even more controversy out of the White House. While the president has historically set modest predictions coupled with policy initiatives for achieving economic growth, Trump is taking a different route. The president instead is calling for a 3.5% annual growth in GDP, which is, America, a crazy prediction. But what is more concerning is that instead of focusing on policy proposals, the Trump team has been meeting with various U.S. economists with a hope of changing the way in which the GDP is recorded. Is Trump cooking the books on the American economy? Oh, America, it seems as though that might be the case. So the other thing you're hearing from the Trump team is that you're not seeing any policies move. So you've seen a whole bunch of executive orders, spitter, spatter, rolling back regulations, spitter, spatter. But when it comes to actual policy getting done, the passage of laws, the Trump team, they have a big goose egg. At this point in time in President Obama's presidency, so 42 days in, he had already passed the Lilly Ledbetter Act. He had passed the stimulus package. They had a draft of what the health care bill would look like. The credit card bill of rights was already into law. And that is just scratching the surface, America. Donald Trump cannot work with Congress. And the crazy part is that Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan are his best buds. And even though Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan are his best buds, this president can't seem to get anything through the United States Congress. He said he was going to build a wall. He passed an executive order. But budget hawks in the United States Congress say, it seems as though, Mr. President, Mexico's not going to pay for it. And guess what? Neither are we. He said he was going to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. And today we find out that John Boehner, former Speaker of the House, says that Republicans will not repeal, nor will they replace. Now, mind you, John Boehner isn't the Speaker of the House. But with that being said, I'm pretty sure John Boehner knows what's going down. If there's anybody outside of the House that knows the House, it would be the former Speaker, John Boehner. And America, if you've missed it, clearly the people aren't having this repeal and replace. These town halls are bonkers, and Republicans are running. Republicans are running like the devil runs when he's got a splash of holy water. People refuse to have town hall meetings. Michelle, you saw Tom, I think it was Representative Tom Cotton. He's running away. People are like, ooh, I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm scared as hell. People are having teletown halls, but they're not giving you the time or the number. And those that are brave enough to have town halls, they're getting it. I mean, Mitch McConnell's getting it. I mean, Congressman Cole is getting it. Congressman, what is his name? I can't remember his name, out of Virginia. He's getting it. They're not able to legislate. So I don't really know how Donald Trump's going to create 3.5% GDP growth. I just don't see how he's going to do it. Because usually when the president puts out and now, mind you, most U.S. economists are saying, we'll probably do 1.5, 2%. So 3.5 is a 1.5% difference. That's a couple $1 trillion we're talking about. And I think Trump's going to be wrong on this one. Unless he can get his $1 trillion stimulus bill, his $1 trillion infrastructure bill through the Congress, that ain't happening. That ain't happening, America. And while the stock market's doing great, we're not seeing he's like, oh, look at the job. I mean, the crazy part about it, and it really irks me, is that he's like, oh, remember, this time last year, he's like, oh, these job numbers are cooked. But now he's like, oh, these job numbers are great. Look at all the jobs that I'm creating. And you're like, can you show me a job that you're creating? Allegedly, Ford's bringing jobs back to America. When is that going to happen? Allegedly, you saved these Carrier jobs, these Carrier air condition company jobs. But Carrier's already said they're going to have layoffs in a couple months. I don't know where these jobs are, Mr. President. You tell me. But what I do know is this. With these mass deportation boings going down, which we've already found out, we'll talk about later on the show, that they're basically going for broke. They're going for broke, the Trump administration. So 10,000 people will be hired to work for ICE to deport folks. And guess what, America? America's farmers are going ham. Farmers in Florida are like, excuse me, Mr. President, when you decide to deport all these folks, they stop coming to work. And that means they stop picking the apples, the cabbage, the oranges, the grapes, all the things that sort of help our economy grow. We have built our U.S. farming is now literally on the shoulders of undocumented folks in this country. They're the ones that are keeping our farming industry moving. Donald Trump's move that we've seen him take, and the moves he's taking this week, and the moves he'll probably take next week and the week after that, are going to cripple and decimate the farming industry. So I don't know how it's possible for President Trump to say we're going to get 3.5% increase in GDP when he's not adding to the amount of money that we're putting out there, America. Oh, Lord, we're in trouble. Trump is cooking the books. We'll be back.